There are people left behind, and we must think of them as well. I will say one of the biggest statements I think I've ever heard about a warrior. Warriors fight because you love what's behind you. Warriors fight because you love what's behind you, not because you hate what's in front of you. So we need to remember our families as well today that have gone along with the loss of the people we memorialize. Ron did a good job of some history. I'm going to give a little bit more. Obviously, today's a special day. It honors all who serve. Veterans Day in November is different. That's where you honor all those that serve. Memorial Day honors those that gave their all. He talked about the original Memorial Day, and it reminds me of the words of Abraham Lincoln at Gettysburg. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. President Lincoln said we must never forget what they did here. Those honored by this memorial who gave everything. After World War I, the war to end all wars, Veterans Day was established to recognize all who served in the armed forces of our country. Today, Memorial Day, we gather to recognize those of all services, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, who gave their lives in our nation's defense. Now, why me to stand up here and speak? It's not just because I've made the rank of general and I'm fortunate enough to have that rank for my wing, but it's more than that. Because when I look at my family and those that have served, my dad was in the Marine Corps. I was in the Marine Corps first, believe it or not, my first 10 years. We were all Semper Fi. Before I changed over to the Air Guard and the Air Force, you just heard I have a son in the Air Force. I have two brothers in the Army, artillery guy and a Black Hawk pilot. So I got a cousin in the Coast Guard. So the whole family runs the gamut. Another historical thing to note that's more recent, in 2000, Congress passed a resolution marking 3 p.m. local time as a point of voluntary and informal observation of a moment of remembrance and respect. Pausing from whatever we are doing for a moment of silence or to listen to taps. So if this afternoon at 3 p.m. you happen to hear the mournful sounds of taps wafting in the wind, please pause and remember those who gave their lives for our country. I recommend if you have your phone or your watch right now that you set it for 3 p.m. Set your alarm. So many wars, so many fallen, so many flags and flowers on graves across America, and in many cemeteries abroad, where we fought to assure the freedom of others, asking nothing in return. And as people find out today, we are veterans, they will often mistakenly offer Happy Memorial Day. They are sincere and courteous, but no, this is not meant to be a happy day, but one of deep reflection and memories. In this audience are many who have been there, soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. We are the lucky ones, the ones who served and survived. We are here today to remember the men and women we have lost. I felt a good way to do this is to read something that was written by a former Navy SEAL. His name is Jocko Willink. And he wrote this from the perspective of someone that we lost, what they might say. So I'm going to read his words to you right now. Remember me. I am the one that held the line. Sometimes I volunteered. Sometimes I went because I was told to go. But when the nation called, I answered. I did not waver. I did not hesitate. I, the soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine, I stood my ground and sacrificed my life, my future, my hopes, my dreams. I sacrificed everything for you. This Memorial Day, remember me, the fallen warrior. And remember me, not for my sake, but for yours. Remember what I sacrificed so you can truly appreciate the incredible treasures you have. life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You have the joys of life, the joys that I gave up, so that you can relish in them. A cool wind in the air, the gentle spring grass on your bare feet, the warm summer sun on your face. Family, friends, and freedom. Never forget where it all came from. It came from sacrifice, the supreme sacrifice. Don't waste it. Don't waste any of your time on this earth. Live a life that honors the sacrifice of our fallen heroes. Remember them always and make every day Memorial Day. Thank you.